Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Raising Rain. On this episode, we are going to be discussing the role of community, the transition from child to parent, and finally, the cross-generational differences when it comes to parenting between parents from the 1980s and parents from the 2000s. So today I have a really good guest, and I'd like to introduce her with a short bio so that we can know exactly who we're talking to. It is the lovely and beautiful Noreen Tiga. Hurrah! So Noreen is my cousin. Noreen is also my sister.
Oh,
And Noreen is an amazing human being.
thanks.
So just to go over a few of her professional accolades, I'll read a brief bio introduction. So Noreen Thiga is an accomplished organization development and policy specialist with over 15 years of experience in consultancy, project management, corporate communication, and governance. Noreen's worked in the humanitarian and development sectors and has a strong focus on investing in people and communities. You have worked for, wow, so many organizations. And I don't know if these are correct. ADB? Okay.
The World Bank?
Yes, World Bank,
Yes.
Bill and Melinda Gates,
Yes.
African Union.
No, those
Okay.
are partnering organizations.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hold a bachelor's degree in international relations,
Yeah.
a master's in organizational development,
Yes.
and you're pursuing your PhD in
Yes.
project
You
management.
got the last part right. Thank you.
You're an advocate for youth, an advocate for empowerment and innovation,
Yes.
and you have a global reach and network, having worked with Internews, Nation Media Group, and the Thomson Foundation.
Those are partners I worked
Those are-
with on different projects.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So amazing life here, amazing professional life.
Yes.
But today we are focusing on family.
On family. Okay.
So
And since this is just going to go out in public,
yes,
maybe it's good if I clarify.
yes,
I currently work as an assistant inspector general
yeah,
in the office of the president.
Yeah.
There's a unit called Inspectorate of State Corporations.
yeah,
So we look at governance issues, we look at financial management, different aspects that entail the running of an institution.
yeah,
So those are your state corporations for you. Yes,
Yeah.
they have police.
yeah,
And so we are the police there. Before that, I was still in the office of the president,
yeah,
but focusing on SMEs,
Yes.
working with SMEs,
yeah,
heading a special programs unit,
yeah,
which was just working day by day and trying to assist them
Yeah.
as we elevate them. Previously, World Bank, which you got right, that one you got right. And for the longest of periods, I worked with African Media Initiative, a Pan-African institution. Just strengthening and elevating our African leaders and our African media houses.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
And that's where all the partners came in, ADB, the ones you're mentioning,
Yeah,
Internews, Nation Media Group, because we closely worked with all the private-owned media platforms
Yeah.
within the continent.
this is amazing stuff. So there's a question coming for you later,
Yeah.
maybe for you to plan for,
Yeah.
is how do you balance, okay,
Mom life
mom life and work life. But
and adulting.
let's not jump the gun.
Yeah.
So we start at the beginning.
Yes.
Tell me about Noreen. What was your childhood like?
Yeah.
What do you remember from your early years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Noreen, also known by her fond words as Nono.
Yeah.
That's my home nickname. My early childhood was very community based, if I may say so. Because coming into this world, I had my grandparents from paternal side and my grandparents from maternal side. And I think in that era, they felt the need to own their grandchildren. I don't see it anymore. I see them doting on them, but not wanting to own them. But during my era, I went through that. So at least I got to be raised by my father and mother. But also I got to enjoy the spoils of, living with your grandparents. And I think that grounded me a lot and has played such a big role in who I am today. Because I still have that thing of when going to visit someone's house, you have to stop by the nearest shop, buy a packet of milk, a packet of bread, believing that you can't go empty-handed, because I saw my shosho doing that.
Yeah.
And that thing of, just wanting to go and sit with a couple of women and spend an afternoon, just drinking tea, or in our day, a glass of wine also can replace that.
Yeah.
So I still have that.
Yeah.
And my cousins, like I got to interact with my cousins, and have close bonds, because even you can hear Jogs interviewing me is my cousin, but he refers to me as the sister because of how close we grew up together. So I thank God for family, and these bonds are actually intentionally cultivated. It's not about the one visit, one off. It's letting them spend 2 weeks over the holiday together, 3 weeks over the holiday, a longer period, and then they get to form those bonds. But I really thank God that I got that experience. I really thank God.
What percentage of your time would you say you spent with your grandparents, and what percentage you spent with your parents? Were you in boarding for like your primary school? Was it by design that you grew up in a community with your grandparents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First, hey, you mentioned boarding school. I went to boarding school at class 2.
Wow.
Like I wouldn't put my child through that. I went to boarding school. I remember I joined Serare in Gong in class 2.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from the experience and everything, but it helped me mature fast and do stuff that I otherwise you're forced to know how to wash your clothes, keep yourself clean, and your surroundings and all that.
That's at age 8?
Yes. And reason for that being my father was from the school of boarding school is good, because even my other siblings have all gone to boarding school at a very early year. Holidays. So my setup, my nuclear setup was like this. So my mom and my dad had me, but my dad, after some years, married my other mom, the late Carol. And so, I had siblings. So 2 weeks would be at home, 2 weeks would be at my grandmom, because then my mom's side, my grandmom was the one stepping in and taking control of all her grandchildren's lives. So it was a split share. Every come April, August, December, 2 weeks upper, 2 weeks pale. That's how I knew life.
And is it your grandma who put her foot down and said she wants you at her place every 2 weeks?
Yes. There was no, like, by the time you close school, you even find she's decided it's the first 2 weeks because she wants to go to Mombasa with all the kids, or it's the last 2 weeks because that's when she's going to Mombasa. But it was her always following up. And I also got to spend time also in Embu, which is my paternal grandparents' side.
So both your grandparents were very active?
Extremely. Extremely.
Now, I'm asking these questions because we got to experience a different shosho.
Yes.
A different grandma.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed her in her youth.
Yes.
And we got her when she was a little bit older.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was it like growing up under shosho?
Yes.
From both sides.
Okay.
You mentioned tea. I remember the tea very fondly. There was always a thermos of hot tea.
On the table.
Yeah.
Even at 11 p.m., there was still a thermos on the table. Yeah. Shosho was very warm.
Yeah.
She was amazing. She was this kind of woman who every other time she had a visitor in the sitting room, if not her in-laws, if not her friends, her own relatives, there was always someone from morning to 9 p.m. They watch the news, and then now slowly you start seeing people leaving the house. Shosho loved children so much, so her house was always full. So at any given time, she had her own immediate grandchildren. Then she had other people's children. So there was once I remember we counted, and she lived in a 3-bedroom house, and we were 20.
Yeah.
So during food time, you just see like they set up the plates on the slab, and you see 20 plates And then the person now who's splitting that food
Yeah.
does it so skillfully
Yeah.
that no one gets an ugali bigger than the other one, no one gets another chapati bigger than the other one, or no one is missing a banana.
Yeah.
And I really don't know how she did it, because like for my guka, our guka,
Yeah.
passed away when I think I was just being born. I think the first or second year of
Yeah.
my early childhood. So I didn't interact much with him like kina Irene, Kanywa, Taki did. But yeah, she managed to provide for whatever number of humans were in her household.
Yeah.
She always made sure there was food.
Yeah.
Now, the weird thing I always used to find, she was feeding all these mouths, yet anyone who came to visit her home was always given something to carry.
Yeah.
That was the math I never understood. And I guess it's just because of how generous she was as a person.
Yeah.
Like, she would go into her store, and if it's beans, the last bag of beans will go with the last guest who's going.
Yeah.
And you're left looking at her like, na kesho tutakula nini? But somehow God always provided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. But she was also mkali.
Yeah.
Hey, she was also mkali. Yo, the beatings me and Pascal got, because me and Pascal, I was more of a tomboy growing up. So any plan that Pascal had, I was inside.
Yeah.
Any plan that the boys had, like sometimes they say we're going fishing.
Yeah.
And there was no fishing there.
Yeah.
People were actually going to paddles to think tadpoles were fishes, or baby fishes for that case. So we'd go with Pascal, and Shosho always used to say, I don't want people to do this. These things you're bringing to the house are frogs. And the next day we're still at it. Now we've even gone further. We've come back dirty.
Yeah.
With our containers full of those
Tadpole, fish.
and yeah. So one day she just came creeping behind us. Hey. Then Pascal was very excited. He had just got a frog.
Yeah.
So he said, carry it, come home with it. And me, I had this feeling like, Leo, kichapo, the real kichapo, chaumbwa. Hey. So we carried it home, and I kept asking Pascal, are you sure? So Pascal is like, So we went home. Do you know we were told to set that frog on the table and eat it? Because she's tired of telling us. So we start crying and all. So she's like, either you eat that thing, or each of you 20 strokes. We surrendered for 20 strokes. We were one word, a good word.
Wow.
But that didn't stop. The next week we had something new we were doing, like now walking, because she lived in Harambe Estate, for those who know Eastlands. So, you go to visit the other hoods, Buruburu, the neighboring hoods. So the next week we had something to do, like go and play in the other hoods, go pick up fights with kids in the other hoods, and then come running home. Yeah. One of you is caught, one of you is beaten, so you have to go back and salvage that person. Oh my goodness, it was climbing trees. Yeah. Oh, childhood was beautiful.
Wow, it sounds so beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
What's your relationship like growing up with these other cousins? You mentioned Pascal.
Yeah.
And the rest. What was it like meeting all in this one house, 20 of you?
You just have to cope.
Yeah.
And you just have to love one another.
Yeah.
Because Jogze, there's no way you can be boxed up in a place and not choose to cope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to cope. You just have to love one another and learn how to defend one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even till now to date, in our relationships, we're very protective.
Yeah.
We'll have our day-to-day, like once in a while, like every other human being.
Yeah.
But, whenever we're together, you'd rather even not come as the outsider. Just come and spectate and watch. Yeah.
And did you consider this? Did you compare this to boarding? Did it feel like you are going now for cousins boarding?
No, actually, it felt a relief because I'm already in boarding from class 2. Yeah. So now this holiday breaks now felt for me like, summer camp was the most exciting thing in this world. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was also very structured.
Yeah.
When you'd go to visit Shosho, very structured. Sleep time, food time, everything was very, very structured, military style.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
And what was it like also interacting with other people's parents in this communal environment?
It was good. It was good because you see, when you're in such a setting, everyone's parent is your parent. Yeah. Another parent would, would have the leeway to punish you, to guide you, to gift you or to raise you, basically. So it was a blessing. And for me, I would term myself very lucky because even as I was a small girl, there was Mama Carlos, and then there was your mom, our mom, the late Jedi. Like, they would dot on me. Like, those two ladies would dot on me. Unfortunately, Mama Carlos passed on much earlier.
Yeah.
But, I remember my earlier years, she would say, you have beautiful hairs, and she was a hairdresser, so she'd make sure she does all these fancy hairstyles. Chemicalize my hair against Shosho's will and my mother's will, and put chemical on my hair, and always, make me up with fancy hairstyles. So I was that young girl who looked like, yo.
Yeah.
And then there was your mom, who, since I was very young, always made it be known that you're my daughter.
Yeah.
Like, she was very adamant. Like, holidays, she would ask for me. If, I don't even think it's Shosho who used to follow up with my dad to ask, unaleta mtoto lini.
Yeah.
I think it was mostly her, because every time I was in trouble or I had an issue, she was the one who'd be called. So she also played a very, very important role. And I thank God for her raising me, because even half of the things I do today, it's because of her.
Yeah.
As I said, Mama Carlos, died earlier on when I was very young, maybe at about 8, 9 years. But she, for mom, she stayed with me till I got my kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she walked with me through teenagehood, early adulthood itself, into, into motherhood, into having my own home. She was there through it all. So yeah, I thank God for community, because without that community, I would not have gotten to experience and have such individual relationships that had such a big impact on my life.
Okay. And did this also make you feel like brothers and sisters? It did. The cousins.
Yes.
Beyond just cousins.
Yes, definitely. And it's a bond we have till today.
Yeah.
I consider my cousins, my brothers, my sisters. Yeah. There's no difference. Yeah. Only for you to look in closer is when you'll find out, the bloodlines. But to any other person, and even to us, we know nothing better than we are one. Yeah.
Okay. Now on to your early adulthood. So you in secondary school. I'm curious what your life was like.
Yeah.
And also, just after you finished high school, when did you think you'd have kids?
Yeah.
And what plans did you have? What was the mind of a teenage Noreen?
Yeah. So, anyway, life was exciting when I was much younger, but I've always been clear on what it is that I want in life. So I would say, like, even for my teenagehood, I enjoyed my teenagehood. Yeah. I learned my lessons, because every stage of life has its own fair share of lessons. Yeah. I learned my lessons that I needed to pick up from teenagehood into adulthood. I wouldn't say I fantasized or really thought about how motherhood would look like. Yeah. For me, I just knew I was gracing through every period of my life the way I ought to. Yeah. And as I said, I had a good support system. And not only even just from my maternal side, from my paternal side, and from my other mom's side. Yeah, so it was easier to navigate through the different stages in life.
Did you ever say to yourself, me, get kids, hey, catch it?
No. I think growing up, I never really looked at being a mother, like, wow, I'm really looking forward to being a mother, or I can't wait. No, I didn't look at marriage and motherhood as such.
Okay.
But when in my late 20s, so I was diagnosed with endometriosis. Yeah. And just with the doctor telling you, passing that death sentence of you'll never be able to have children. Yeah. Hey! That was now my wake up of, hey, I'm not going to be able to have children. Hey, what is this guy saying? Now you really, in life, what you're told you can't have is now what you have to have. And I thank God he came through for me, and I told him that was not my portion. Yeah. And me, I want to even have 7 or 8 children. Now even around 7 or 8 from someone who was not even thinking about it. But I thank God he's been faithful. He's been faithful. Yeah, I have amazing kids.
What was it like? Just before the kids, before your first pregnancy?
Yeah.
What expectations did you have for pregnancy?
Yeah.
What was your first pregnancy like, and the first delivery?
Yeah.
Maybe, okay, to structure it a bit, what did your life look like? Where were you staying before the first kid came? How did you find out you were pregnant? maybe we
Yeah.
can start from there.
Yeah. So my my first why I'm struggling with this is because remember I took in Taki's daughter.
Yes.
So I was already raising her even as a single girl.
Okay.
So I was raising Malaika.
Yes.
So for me, I didn't think much about it all.
Yeah.
So as I said, this being told you have endometriosis and all that, so is when now I started thinking, okay. Now we're moving into this phase. I didn't panic about being a parent. Like even when I found out I was pregnant, I didn't panic about being a parent because I knew I had such a good support system to help me navigate through.
Yeah.
And the pregnancy was really rough.
Yeah.
My son's pregnancy was very, very tough. Because I remember 10 weeks into the pregnancy, there was a scare, and I was on bed rest for the rest of the pregnancy with my feet up. So even your worst enemy, you don't want to wish them. Then to proceed further, Jabba is born, 6 months. And at 6 months, so that's a preemie. So he has to stay in hospital for 3 months. Yeah. So there you are watching your baby in the incubator in NICU, watching their nose, the rest of the organs completely form in front of your eyes. Yeah. In fact, when I came out of surgery, I remember going with the nurse. She said, "You want to see him now? You have strength." I said, "Yeah, I'm strong enough." So we went and I'm just seeing cotton wool. I'm like, "Where's the baby?" Yeah. So she's like, "There." And I'm like, "No, I can't see anything." Then I just see something moving. So there you're seeing a tiny thing that looks like, I don't even, like a small, tiny thing. So then I'm like, I just broke down and started crying. But I fell in love with him, immediately, because that was mine.
If you guys see this boy now, you can't.
Hey, you can't even believe it's the same person. Oh, yeah.
You can't tell.
You can't tell. And then now, hey, Niku. So you've stayed, you've even begged your doctors, the gynae and the ped, "Oh, I don't want to go home today. Because you don't want to separate with your child." Yes. So like 1-2 weeks after delivery, you have to go home because now the bills you're raking and the space is needed by other patients. They're like, "Oh, you have to go." And I'd cry, "Oh, no, I'm not going today."
What is NICO? Can you describe that for people who've never gone through it?
ICU.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the ICU
NICU.
for babies. Yes. So you don't want to leave your child in NICU. And then finally, I was told, you have to go home and stuff. So I cried. I cried. I couldn't believe that I was separated. That was the worst feeling ever. Yeah. And then now every day coming to see your baby, you go into this room. They have this special room for mothers. Then you get to, they put the child skin to skin. Yeah. Because remember, this child is out of the womb before it's time. So skin to skin for that motherly warmth. Yeah. And then you feed the baby they put the tubes through the nose so that the milk, and then every day that anxiety of, the phone ringing and you jump because you're like, is my child gone? Because you also at NICU, there are so many special cases and some children don't make it, and you get to witness that. You get to see parents hearts breaking because they've come and they've been told the child is no more. So it was just an anxious 3 months that I would never wish on anybody on this earth. Nobody.
Wow. Did you ever ask yourself, what did I do to deserve this?
No.
Did you go through any sort of depression?
No.
You took it a day at a time?
There was never time for depression.
Yeah.
Because my son is fighting for his life. Yeah. Our son is fighting there for his life. So even us, we have no option. Yeah. We just have to move with the program. So there was really no time for that or to even think ill thoughts towards myself. Because sometimes in life, when you go through stuff, who's the first person you beat yourself? It's you. You beat yourself, like you think you brought this up upon yourself. No, I didn't even have, everything was fast paced. Because here the focus is that person in baby ICU who needs to get out. Yeah.
And were you breastfeeding? Were you producing milk at the time?
Yeah. I thank God I had a lot of milk. I thank God I had a lot of milk.
So you stored a lot?
Yes. Okay. I had a lot of milk. Baby had, both children, Mombi also had sufficient supply. And I won't talk about it like I am not cognizant of the fact that there are parents who actually go through the postnatal depression. Yeah, I've seen it in my friends, I've seen it in my relatives. It is there, it is real. Probably for me, my circumstances could not even have allowed
Yeah.
any time to stop and think about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wow.
And also, you see, even as the baby was at NICU,
Yeah.
I had mom,
Yeah.
our late mom.
Yeah.
She'd moved in with me to
Yeah.
help me. I had my friend.
Yeah.
I had Mama Ngari.
Yeah.
I had people
Yeah.
who were there
Yeah.
to help me. So
Yeah.
I didn't have time to stress about anything because I think they were just taking care of me so well that
Yeah.
my only focus at that time was this child in the ICU.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 6 months in bed. 3 months in bed.
No, about 3, yeah.
Yeah.
3.
And then after this, you had
About for 4 months in
4
bed.
months coming to hospital.
4 months in bed, and then about 4 months, because they can't release the child until the child gets to a certain
Age.
weight.
No? Weight, okay.
Weight, and that they check all his organs and everything are
Wha-
fine.
What weight was he born at?
Oh, can I even remember? I need to check his card, but it was
Yeah.
I think 700 grams or
What?
650 or 700 grams. I need to check.
For context, Rain was born at 3 kgs.
Yeah.
That's a normal birth. He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
exactly 9 months.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You guys had to wake up every day and go to the hospital multiple times.
Yes. So I would sometimes I'd sleep in, and then Gary would take the milk.
Yeah.
Because you express and you store it, and you have to take a supply of milk every day.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'd sleep in, but mostly we go in the morning,
Yeah.
and then leave at like 11 p.m. midnight.
Okay.
You don't want to leave your child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your heart is there.
Yeah.
So it's that separation. So you just go eat, sleep, express, next day, back at it.
What was life like when now the baby came home?
It was excitement.
Uh,
It was excitement. Excitement. Couldn't even believe it. And then his pediatrician had said, try and keep guests away
Yeah.
so that we avoid infections.
Yeah.
Nani kama sisi? Jabba did not see anyone until he clocked 1 year.
Wow.
The only people he saw a handful, like the
Yeah.
people who I mentioned who were in
Yeah.
the house. And just, very close friends like Tata Jambi
Yeah.
and Uncle Victor. Very, very few people.
You're
Everyone
taking
else saw
chances.
him at 1 year.
1 year.
At 1 year with you, party of the
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Everyone now came to see him there. But before that,
So this party, it's a legendary party. I've had stories
it was like a wedding.
about Jabba's first party.
Yeah.
Okay, what was life like when he came home? Where were you guys living? Did you move to a bigger house when the baby was coming, or
Yeah.
were you guys still in the same house you were in?
Yeah, when I found out I was pregnant, I was expectant, we moved to a house that would accommodate a child.
Yeah.
According to best of our knowledge.
Yeah.
So when Jabba was being born, like the house had already been set up in such a way. And of course we had Malaika who was with us.
Yeah.
So the house was homely and,
Yeah.
yeah. So
How did you change as a parent once you got him? Did you have a life-changing moment when you held him for the first time?
yeah, I did. There's something different that going through childbirth does to you. Like I had profound, deep respect for my parents, and I had this love that I never knew I had in me, and it's actually like palpable, like it's a love like no other, and I felt it, and it was the most beautiful experience, and it has stayed with me till today. Of course, there are other things about you that change. Children make you more patient. They make you more kinder. You are more softer on the edges, on stuff that you weren't softer before on. Yeah, so it made me have deep, profound respect for
For your parents?
for anyone who has nurtured me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, baby 2,
Yes.
Jambi.
Mombi.
Sorry.
Mombi.
Mombi,
You
I'm
always
thinking
call her
about Jambi.
You always call her Mombi.
So Mombi, now, when you find out you're pregnant,
Yeah.
what goes through your head? Was it planned also to get
It was planned.
Mombi?
Yeah, it was planned.
And what goes through your head when you find out you're pregnant?
I was excited. I was really excited. But throughout my pregnancy, because I was so used to raising a boy,
Yeah.
And then I had Malaika, who was older. But this raising Jabba had made me so excited about boys, right?
Yeah.
So I was really hoping that, oh, my next pregnancy will be a boy or be a boy. So I was like, oh, no, it's a girl.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But yeah, Mumbi is just Mumbi.
Yeah.
So she's been a joy. The pregnancy had no difficulties. In fact, it's me and the doctor who are panicking.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do CS. Let's remove her now. Like, we don't want any whatever. But she made it to full term, and has had no complications. So I was looking forward to it, and
you had a normal birth for Mombi?
Yes, because with the first scare, now with the second one, they didn't want any chances. Yeah.
And how did you change as a mom the first time you held Mombi?
I think I was just a bit more excited, and the more children you have, I think the more it weighs on you sometimes. On now this motherhood thing, continues being entrenched into you. I'm mom of so and so and so and so and so and so. But with Mumbi, it was just the same special experience as with Jabba. Yeah.
And your identity now, has it shifted from Noreen to now Mama Jabba and Mama Mumbi? Oh.
Yes. At first, you feel awkward being called Mama so and so. For me, I think it even took a few years to get used to it. Like the Mama Jabba. But you have people at home who are always calling you that. But identity-wise, I wouldn't say it has changed much, because I'm very intentional on having different compartments of my life separate. Like, I have the daughterhood, that one remains separate. I have the motherhood, remains separate. Friendship, sisterhood, everything, I try and separate it so that they don't clam up into one another, because each of them has to be sustained in its own special way. So if you get sunk into motherhood and forget about all these other hoods, you won't be a whole person. You won't.
Do you guys move into a bigger house? Do you have, when you get Mombi?
No, we're still in the same house.
In the same house, okay.
Still in the same house.
Now,
you've been raised in a house that was a 3-bedroom, taking up 20 people, so please, even one room, you'll survive. Yeah, we're still in the same house. It was sufficient.
When, I lost my train of thought. So when Mombi comes, are you working? And also, do you have any expectations on, that was the next question. Do you have any expectations on parenthood, on motherhood, that you feel you met or didn't meet when these kids came?
So there's something I noticed, and this was career-wise. When you have kids, and I'm not saying it's for everyone, but for most women, your career somehow gets jolted. And for some, it actually stops. And, that's how, you'll get to hear about stay-at-home moms who have voluntarily chosen to do it. But your career then stops, because, the life is always fast-paced. Before the kids, I had this job that was very demanding, late nights in the office, a lot of travel. So then I'm pregnant with Jabba, bed rest, put your legs up for how many months. So, of course, then at the office, that Noreen that they need is not available, so that has to be replaced. Then you come back after Jabba, and you're still in and out because of watching him and what. So you're not performing the way you were performing before that. So it kind of slows you down. And then with Mumbi also, was the same, because now I was into this whole I was in the flow of motherhood. So at that point, I don't care whether I have a jet-setting job or not. Me, I'm just focused here, loving my children and whatever. So then they grow up. Then you have to go back. And when you even go back, you'll probably start at a different level, and then you now have to scale up. And I guess that's just the sacrifices we have to make as women.
Did you have to reinvent yourself where you can be a mother and also a high-performing professional?
Yes, because remember the tempo I had then was not lost. So once the kids were of good age and everything, then I could now easily swing back to it. And of course, having Gary being supportive and having the community still being there, then it made it easy to be able to.
And what sort of skill do you have now that you didn't have then, that you could share to young mothers who are professionals? How can you be a mother and also be in the workforce at the same time?
Yeah.
Kuna ujanja gani unajua?
Grace. You need to give yourself a lot of grace.
Yeah.
There are days you won't be there for milestones for your children
Yeah.
or your child. There are
Yeah.
days, you miss. Like the other day, I was not able to make it for the sports day.
Yeah.
Last time, I was not able to make it for the Christmas cantata.
Yeah.
So you have to have that community still going on to be able to hold you up for. Because I have a very good connection network of sisters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And some are, some are my cousins, some are my friends, but who have become my sisters. I've chosen them in life.
Yeah.
So, like when I'm not available, I will ask them. Of course, Ngari will go, but I will ask them, can you please step in and go attend this? And they will gladly do it.
Yeah.
And I won't beat myself up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you brought the community from your childhood
Yes. Welcome.
into your
Yes,
kids.
they have a very big, a good community.
Yeah.
Our kids, we're raising them together.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Do you have those sleepovers where you have 20 kids at your home?
I do. I do. In fact, recently I did with all the nephews and nieces. It was so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that they'll think back to you like Shosho?
Yes, I hope so. I hope so.
Now, so you separating your work life and your parenthood, how much time do both of these take? And how are you able to still grow? You said scale professionally. How are you able to scale when you still have these kids? When the kids grow older, do they need you less? Do you have more help now? Because the role you're playing is a really important one, and I'm sure it takes so many hours. So how have you reimagined yourself in this work-home balance? Yeah.
Work-home balance, work-life balance,
Yeah.
also known as adulting.
Yes.
It's not something I'd say is easy because sometimes you end up feeling like you're missing out on so much in the kids' lives.
Yeah.
Every human being would have that knowing fear at the back of their hearts, like, will my children in future judge that at this point mom wasn't there?
Yeah.
But I learned to communicate to them. I learned to communicate. I learned to let them know, and I also try to compensate.
Yeah.
Where I should be available, I am available.
Yeah.
I'm not going to compromise because of work.
Yeah.
The things which are very, very important in their lives, which I make sure I'm there for. As for balancing that whole mental thing of how do you do the work, the motherhood, and yourself, I find time. I find spaces. I find time. And this could be very simple, like just 1 hour of blocking myself out from the entire world to read a book, or to just keep quiet, or just watch a movie, or just Noreen time. And it's very important. Every time you have free time, do it.
Yeah.
Like just excuse yourself from the house, go sit far away and just do it. It's very, very important.
So beyond the mom, so there's work there's work Noreen,
There's work.
then there's mom Noreen, but then there's still Noreen,
Yes.
who is you taking care of you.
Me taking care of me.
Have you set aside specific time every week where Sundays, for example, is for family, Fridays is for Noreen?
Yeah.
Do you plan your life for these 3 different Noreens?
For Noreen time, I give it priority.
Yeah.
So I can't even set time for it.
Yeah.
Because after maybe 2 days of life piling up stuff on you, you need a break.
Yes.
Right. So for Noreen time, I don't schedule.
Yeah.
For weekends is for the kids.
Yeah.
There are no arguing about it.
Yeah.
But for Noreen time, there's no specific time. I try and schedule it in and there.
Yeah.
Even if it means taking a shower for an hour.
Yeah.
Just standing there under the water for an hour.
Yeah.
That's Noreen time.
Okay. Now, what about your role as a child?
Yeah.
Because now your mom is around. Every day, personally, I think about my dad more and more. Because I saw a chart that says you spend the least amount of time with your parents, as an adult.
Yeah.
So do you also now have to be intentional about Noreen being a daughter to someone?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to, because our generation, we are known as the sandwich.
Yeah.
It's a sandwich generation, The one caught between raising kids and taking care of their parents, or known as raising their parents.
Yes.
So the sandwich generation, in this day of, so many crises happening, is not an easy generation to be in.
Yeah.
But we have to appreciate the fact that these people are still here with us.
Yeah.
Your dad is still here with you.
Yeah.
You want to make those times memorable.
Yeah.
You want to make life a bit gentler
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
So you have to balance that.
Yeah.
It does take away. It is like actually it takes the same energy as what you're using to raise baby Rain.
Yeah.
To give that kind of love.
Yeah.
But, for you to avoid having any regrets and always being at peace, you do it. And also because you're raising another generation that needs to know this generation.
Yeah.
So you also have to make sure that it's very well connected.
Yeah.
So I have intentionally ensured that the relationship between my children and the grandparents, my parents, Ngare's parents, is very well calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you see them picking up these things of when you go somewhere buy milk?
Yeah, Mumbi has. Mumbi has. Just this weekend, we're going somewhere and I was telling them, you go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll join you because I needed to do something. And she said, and where's the milk and bread? So I told her, okay, go to the store. And yesterday I bought milk.
Yeah.
Go take that and then I will replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Now, how does your mom treat them?
Yeah.
And you look at her and you think, when I was a kid, you were so tough on me. Like right now, you're spoiling these kids. Does she spoil them? How does she raise them differently from how she raised you?
No, it's day and night. Let me tell you, our grandparents' love to their grandchild is day and night from what they showed you.
Yeah.
Like even when they do something wrong and you see their demeanor, it's that soft demeanor of why did you do, or even they laugh about it and you're like, Allah, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
And even the way they talk to them is very different. The other day I was listening to Jabba talking to the granddad, and it was a very gentle conversation where he was, it's like two old men were talking to one another.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, not during our days.
Yeah.
Because they'd be backing, they'd be shouting, they'd be what, there'd be
Yeah.
cross-examination and what. But I'm like, not this one, like two besties who've known each other for 80 years. Yeah.
And do you catch yourself being that person who's backing, giving orders?
Hey, let me tell you, sometimes even when you keep saying, give me grace, sometimes I think that grace, because somewhere it just caters to reach.
Yeah.
And then, spare the rod and spoil the child. Yeah.
And, okay. Now,
In the Bible, you have been guided.
See?
You have been told.
African
spare,
parents.
Spoil. Yeah.
Do you think that you'll be a different grandparent than your grandparents? Or will you also end up being a near parent?
Weirdly enough,
yesterday
morning I was thinking about it. What kind of a grandparent I'll be?
Yeah.
And I don't judge even what grandparents are showing. I think I'll be that one, the special one, who are doing the most and just wanting to be in their lives. Because you see, also at that age of being a grandparent, your time is measured.
Yeah.
So you really want to make the most out of it. You don't want to keep screaming, shouting what. So that's why they always compensate it with the gifts and the love and the time and yeah.
And how's your relationship with your mom since you got kids? Has it improved?
It has.
Yeah.
It has.
And do you worry that your kids might be a headache as much as you were?
No, because I wasn't a headache.
Okay.
I did my best in life, but I don't worry.
Yeah.
I'd want them to go through whatever emotions it is that life throws at them, because that's what refines them to be better people. Okay. And I would not want to shield them from life's lessons.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we got trained, when I held him for the first time, I've said this over and over, I saw my dad. I saw the same moment, my dad holding me. It was like a vision. I also saw his father holding him.
Yeah.
And his father's father holding,
Yes.
And also saw their funerals, because I never saw my guka, my dad's dad. Now, in this life, as much as there is life, there's also death.
Yeah. It's the one thing that you're assured of.
Yes.
In life.
And when I held my son, when I held Rain, I saw, that time is a circle, and these things will pass. They'll happen. Have you thought about Have you thought about life after you?
Yeah.
After you pass on, have
Yeah.
you thought about how short time is? So the older you get also, the less time, a day is
Yeah.
shorter for you.
Yeah.
Have you thought about your children being parents and what that future will look like? What they'll talk about you? Yeah.
Okay. I don't worry about not being there because whatever time God feels is
Yeah.
enough for me to be with my children or my grandchildren.
Yeah.
I feel will be sufficient enough.
Yeah.
But I work towards making the times memorable.
Yeah.
Like, who is Noreen? Who is Mom? Who is, this person when they're not there anymore? So
Yeah.
that is what I actually put my priority in, not wondering or worrying about when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what type of parent do you think they'll say you are like?
I think fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think fantastic because of that cultivated thing of communication,
Yeah.
we are very verbal on our emotions, how we feel about one another.
Yeah.
So even like when I punish them and they're upset, we talk about it. And Mama, you didn't do this.
Yeah.
And you're reminded about things you did even 5 years ago. Mom, you remember that day you punished me because of this. This is how I felt. But because of that, I know where I'm placed in their lives and
Yeah.
I know where they've placed me in their lives.
Yeah.
So I thank God there's that communication and it's open and we're not scared to give words of affirmation and
Yeah.
let each other know what we feel or what we think about one another.
Okay. And then my final question.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a fun one.
Yeah.
For Jamba and Mumbi,
Yeah.
if you are to guess when they would become parents,
Yes.
and we'll play this clip back to them at that time.
Oh.
When do you think both of them will become parents? At what ages?
30s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
30
30s.
what? Let's start with
32.
Jamba.
I think both of them maybe 32,
32.
32. Just about the same time I had them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you have any message to them as we close this out? Dear future Jamba,
Oh.
future Mumbi.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
This you can.
Dear future Jaba and Mumbi, the world is your oyster. Anything you want, anything you aspire to achieve on this world is very, very possible. Your God, never forget your God. Keep that person close. God should be the center of everything you do, and that's the only way that you'll have a fulfilling life here on earth. Love you.
Woo. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a close of episode 6 of Raising Rain podcast. On the episode was Noreen Nthiga, loving mother to Jamba and Mombi, and amazing human being.
No.
Catch us on the next one. Tell us your thoughts in the comments. And if you like this episode, please like and subscribe to the channel. Asanteni sana.
Thank you.
Thank you, Noreen.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
Yeah.